Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV2. We had a little bit of a wait there in between rounds, but we're here with round two of the New Zealand Championship League Canterbury Regional Tournament. These are the qualifiers, double elimination tournament, and we're going to be bringing you the Electric Sock Puppets, who won their last match, and they are going to be taking on Top Banana in their next match. So Top Banana, pretty good name, but still not as good as Baguette on our level. But nevertheless, we'll be covering them and bringing you all of the League of Legends action throughout the rest of the day from this tournament. My name is Crisis. I'm joined once again in the studio by Mendrix. G'day, Mendrix.
Hello, hello. Good to be back again for another cast. I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We saw some good quality League of Legends out of the Electric Sock Puppets. They played their team comp really, really well and stay in the winners bracket going up in round two against Top Banana. So on the blue team, we've got Electric Sock Puppets. That's Koya, Pavlovanov, Dairati, Jittle 8 and Preachy, and they're going up against Top Banana, who are Prime, Shamalamadin, Squeedly Spoot, Lion, Turtle, and Little Wally. Awesome names, Mendrix.
I know, some of them are being a bit mean to you there. The Shamalamadin and Pavlovanov is a bit hard to pronounce, even for the most experienced casters out there right now.
I mean, theoretically, so these are all Kiwis. These are all people who live in the Canterbury region, and theoretically I'm a Kiwi, even though I'm not originally from here. I've been here 10 years, so I should be able to have no problems with saying things like Shamalamadin and Squeedly Spoot and Pavlovanov, or whatever it is. Nevertheless, we've had the bans. We've had the Electric Sock Puppets getting rid of Thresh, Yasuo, and the pick ban champion at the moment, Maokai. And once again, Gna is going to be banned out. I think we're going to see Maokai and Gna picked or banned throughout the day.
Pretty much, yeah, I agree in that situation. And just right off the bat again, I'd like to give the late game straight away back to Electric Sock Puppets, because they having that Xerath mixed in with the Tristana. Whew, we're talking ticking time bombs with those two.
Yeah, and Tristana locked in first pick for the Electric Sock Puppets. Nice little hyper carry, and we've seen Tristana starting to get really banned out in the LCS, so people are really recognizing her strengths on the fields of justice. Now the purple team, they've picked up, well, let's have a look at the lane matchups and go through them one by one. So the bottom lane is going to be Corky, and he's going to get supported by Braum, and Braum really he's appeared on the fields of justice and moved straight into the top tier of supports.
Pretty much, yeah. He's one of those champions that have been overtuned purely because he's got a very overloaded kit. To be perfectly honest, and he's not exactly mechanically hard, so he's just very easily picked up by all the LCS pros and players in general. Really, the laning phase will probably go to Top Banana because Corky does really has a stronger early game in comparison to Tristana, who needs to get a few levels before her passive starts to kick in and she gets that extra range that the other ADCs don't have on her. So basically, Corky should be good. It's a good, generally, Corky's been a very good counterpick to most of these hyper carries out there, like Cogmore and Vayne. Generally, because Corky will just shut them down in lane, and they'll go for an early win as it's starting to just hit the late game, and in the mid game, that's generally when they're aiming to have the game nice and done and finished by then.
So we'll be looking to see how quickly Prime can get himself into that Trinity Force and start bullying things around.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. That's what we're hoping to see will happen in that situation. I mean, even the Yorick pick. I think Yorick is actually starting to get very popular in the. He's been popular in the Korean meta already, basically. So I expect to see him start to be picked up by the LCS European pros and the NA pros, because generally what happens is Korea finds it. Well, actually, no. From what I remember, it was actually Europe creates the picks. Korea refines them, North America copies them, but basically, as
here we are in New Zealand, and we're making them.
And here we're in Oceanic, where we just kind of make up our own thing and just fight the whole time.
Fantastic. So top lane, we're going to have Yorick going up against. It's really flavor of the month top lane. Oh no, I was going to say it was going to be top lane Alistar, but he is going to be supporting.
In support, yeah,
we're going to have Jace up in the top lane.
Yeah, so I'd like to give it to Yorick still over Jace, because Yorick's the ghouls are just going to annoy the hell out of Jace. He doesn't really need to close gap anything. He just needs to keep spamming ghouls at his face, and Jace won't be able to do much about it. He'll try to trade back, but yeah, sorry.
The only thing that I would say as a counterpoint to that is in the previous match that we covered, Jace was banned out by the opposing team. So I wonder if Dairati's a bit of a known Jace specialist.
It's quite possible in that situation. If they were target banning him, he might know what he needs to do in this situation against the Yorick. But in terms of just pure lane matchup, it's just I'd still give it to the Yorick, because one of the things the ghouls do is they stop him from using his I think, what is it called? Can't remember off the top of my head. I might just click on the champion. His Q ability. I know it's his Q. That's his skill shot.
His Shockwave Blast or whatever it's called.
His shock blast, that's
Shock
it. And
blast.
then he uses the accelerator engage to shoot it out. And the ghouls actually block the blast. It hits the first thing that it comes in contact with and explodes. So if he keeps on throwing ghouls at his face, he can't use his shock blast to basically harass Yorick. Yeah, Yorick's a sustained monster on top of all that.
And then in the mid lane we have kind of reminiscent of the LCS, I guess. We've got Xerath going up against a Ziggs. Now we saw Jittle8 play Orianna previously and absolutely bullied his opponent out of the game. Xerath has a little bit of a different sort of play style. Doesn't have to get so much into your face, but has a fantastic poke throughout, a lovely kit, and going up against the Ziggs. Ziggs with great wave clear. I guess it's just going to be a farm fest in the mid lane, with poke going down from both of these champions trying to lay their skill shots onto each other.
They're just going to be throwing things at each other from afar, from behind the minions, and just hope one of them hits. It's just a back and forth between those two. It's definitely going to be a farm fest. Xerath at the moment actually has extremely good wave clear as well, so I don't expect these guys getting any kills early. Probably going to be hitting that 300 CS mark by about 20 minutes. But basically, I have to still give the end game to Xerath in that regard, because right now Xerath's pick off potential is huge. He's quite big. They're looking at nerfing him a little bit, I think, in the future. I think they gave him like a gameplay fix for clarity, but they're going to just call it a nerf because they're tired of people calling them out on their gameplay fixes, and it ends up weakening the character.
Of course, Orianna did get a nerf because she's a lane bully, and they had to reduce her attack damage. So
yeah, her wind up was just annoying. Like, you play LeBlanc, you're supposed to have the advantage early game against these farming champions, and Orianna just be like, oh yeah, no worries, I'm just gonna put the ball on me and start auto attacking you at the very start and win the frickin' lane. Like, she'd win the level 1 instantly. It wasn't really fair. So it makes sense that they had to nerf her auto attacks.
Yeah, so just a quick response to Methyl Daymate, who is asking whether we're going to be covering suddenly Citrix, who will be playing the winners of this match. So yes, we will be. That'll be a round 3 match, and so we will definitely do it. Rabbit NZ, this is the Canterbury regional tournament. So what you needed to have done was put together a team of 5, and you needed to enter your team of 5 and be registered by 22:12 this morning. So I think if you can turn back time, you can definitely register and join the tournament. No problem. So we're straight into the match, and we have a pause going down. The Electric Sock Puppets versus Top Banana. Not really sure why. There you go, Shamalamadan, the Ziggs.
As you can see, we have some riveting action at the moment as the Ziggs reconnects.
Let's see, can I reorder these things? It took me ages to reorder these things. There you go, I can reorder them now, so people will be able to match up the CS. People were yelling at me in the previous oh, can you line them up because we can't compare the CS.
Damn it, Crisis. We need to analyze these things too.
I'm so bad. One thing we haven't really commented about is the Rammus jungle.
Well, you know, with the changes to the Spirit of the Golem, he's actually been re-emerging along with all the other tanky junglers. So Maokai, who's also been stronger, even Nautilus have been seeing him up in the high elos. He's one of those mobile champions, gets up in your face. He's very knowledge based. He's got a little bit of skill behind him, but that in regard that you need to make sure you don't hit any minions while you're power bowling into your enemy's face. Basically, I'd have to give it his early ganks the advantage. No, actually, no, I disagree. I do not give the early ganks the advantage over Elise. No, I don't. That was just me being silly. Elise still has the advantage early ganks, but I think Rammus is the better late game, especially considering they've got a Rammus into a Tristana. So Rammus's job is you'll literally just ram into that Tristana, pop his Once he hits him, launch his taunt, put his power spikes on, and just let Tristana kill herself on him.
So I wonder if we will see the appearance of a Thornmail on the Rammus, just for that express purpose.
I would expect a Thornmail on pretty much every champion. Basically,
No, not really. I
she's
mean, if
annoying
you
in
think
that
about
regard.
it, like the Thornmail's only worth something if you're actually getting shot.
Yeah, pretty
by the
much.
champion, and the champion's not going to want to shoot anybody but that has the Thornmail, because everybody else is going to be squishier and less harmful. But Rammus has a taunt, and
On top of that, he has scaling. He has his passive scales off armor as well,
Exactly.
so he actually gets stronger the more armor he builds. So he'll definitely be building a Thornmail, and the moment he gets the taunt off with his own power spikes, with synergizers of his abilities, he'll definitely be letting Tristana kill herself on him, pretty much.
So I'm going to be excited to see whether that comes into play. Both of these teams have won a match so far. So Top Bananas, I'm not sure exactly who they played. If somebody can tell me in the Twitch chat who Top Bananas beat to get into the second round, that'd be pretty cool. I'll be eternally grateful, and we'll give you a prize. The prize will be gratefulness. So Harass going down onto Koya as the Tristana, forcing Tristana to take an early point in W, the rocket jump.
That's definitely going to affect her early game because she won't be able to harass back using the explosive shot now.
Well, I mean, again, there's that counterpoint. Maybe Tristana doesn't want to push, so explosive shot forces the lane to get pushed. And we've actually seen in the LCS, I think it was Double Lift, who kept he didn't put a point into his explosive shot for ages, just so that he didn't push the lane. And then when it came to the point where he actually wanted it, he actually spent the points then. So we might see a little bit of that clever play coming through from who's the Tristana? Koya.
Well, it's definitely possible, but against Corki, he's got a very good wave clear himself, and you definitely want to have the wave clear early against him. So that's why it might affect him. It's a bit, it really comes down to how mechanically good Koya is with Tristana. If he can't miss CS, probably all more power to him not to have that wave clear and have that extra pushing power that he might need. But you'll definitely look to see Top Banana in the bottom lane pushing their early advantage, trying to get themselves to level 2 quicker, and then basically having a lane advantage from there.
Nice little invade going on from the blue team, and Pavlovanov. That's why it's so difficult to pronounce, because he's actually misspelled Pavlova.
He did it on purpose. He just wants to screw with us. That's the whole purpose of it. He did a name change just for this tournament.
Okay, so the CS race is on in the bottom lane. The harass race is on in the top lane, and already the most unfun. Well, he's the second most unfun champion in the game. Is the Yorick. The most unfun champion in the game is
Teemo.
No. Teemo's actually not bad. Not bad to play.
I just hate Teemo. He's Satan, for God's sake.
No, we're talking about Shaco. Shaco's.
Oh, Shaco's the next most.
Oh, look at those ghouls, Dyrati. Every time, you can just imagine a Yorick player going, ha ha ha, suck it, every time he saw the ghoul.
Was that not enough ghoul for you? Have another one.
Yeah. So the trials of Dyrati will be a featured theme as we go through this game. In the mid lane, Ziggs versus Zerath, Jittle 8. On the Zerath versus Shamalamadin, which is actually surprisingly easy to pronounce if you just don't think about it. And they will exchange poke throughout
the entire game.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just all they do is poke. That's literally those champions. To a degree, it's annoying there, but what can you do? And not real that much action here, just the usual, throw all your harass abilities out, get as much CS as possible. Looks like Romus is a bit sad there. I think he went down there and he realized, oh god, my red's not there, this is a problem. And Elise is going to be very happily picking up his own, her own red buff in the bottom there, probably looking to gank the bottom lane, seeing as they're a little bit pushed up.
Yeah, so Rammus isn't really dependent on the red buff for his ganks because he's got such a strong kit, the Powerball knock-up and then the taunt, but of course it means he loses out significantly on the XP. He's got to travel down, he's got to clear the camp if it's not cleared, and then he's got to go and find his XP somewhere else, so it really does slow things down. It also makes him less safe in the jungle because he doesn't have the red buff in response to the opposing team's jungler who will have a red buff, and talking about that opposing team, Pavlavanov is heading. He
just coming up on the top lane right now. It's Ramus has managed to pick up a nice powerball taunt in. Looks like the Ignite has gone down onto line turtle right there. Dorati has just knocked him away and pushed him away. So right there, pretty good, pretty decent trade in that situation. But using up the Ignite from Dorati. So right now, Lion Turtle might be looking to finish that wave off, back off, and come back into lane with the item advantage.
So Dorati picking up his cannon minion there with a nice long range shockwave, and that's just really amazing. You know, we were talking about how Yorick should have the advantage in the lane, and that was a 2 versus 1 that Dorati managed to turn around quite easily. So it may well just be that he is a J specialist, as we considered earlier on.
Yeah, one of the big things that he had in his advantage there was the fact that he's not using teleport. And right now he's backing off because he can't really fight against Yorick now that he's got his tier. And as you can see, Yorick's just going to freeze the lane now. So the long run advantage in that is that Yorick should come out on top now. But the moment that Ignite's back up, Jay should have the advantage in lane again.
Koya and Preachy taking a bit of a ras from their opponents. Prime and Little Wally getting good poke down onto their opponents. Koya put a second point into explosive shot, so definitely wasn't very happy about having to take that W earlier on. But I guess a point in W earlier on and maintaining your flash is probably a worthwhile exchange for him. So in the bottom lane, things are really looking to the advantage of Prime. He's got a 10 CS lead just about, and that's really what you want in this early game. You want him to get his early advantage on. You want him to get as quickly as possible to the Sheen, so that he can start smacking around and increasing the value of these trades that he's been putting down, and then get him to his Trinity Force as soon as possible after that.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely wants to just bully this Tristana around and make sure she can't get as much farm as she wants. Because the longer this game goes, the harder it's just going to get for Top Banana, and the better it's going to get for Electric Sock Puppets. But going through right now, I mean, Ramus hasn't really been slowed down now. He's got his Cool Coat jungle, seeing what happened with him with the his red buff being stolen, and with that new item really has helped out these tanky junglers in the future, and it's really slowed down the these aggressive junglers that basically that's what Riot wanted to happen. They wanted to put less emphasis on the Holy Trinity at the time, which was Lee Sin, I believe it was Lee Sin, Eve, and Elise. And to be honest, Rengar was starting to overtake Eve to a degree, and they just nerfed the poor kitty recently as well. So basically now you're seeing a lot more of these tanky junglers come out, and he seems to be going pretty good. He's on 27 to 22, so he's actually ahead in CS right now. And I'm not sure why the Elise has picked up a Fiendish Codex. Does that build into? That builds into it, doesn't it? I'm being silly. Yeah. Anyway, so I prefer seeing Elise actually go into the Cool Coat carve. The Quill Code as well, because there's not really that many tanky people on their team apart from Alistar, and being a support, they don't really have the he won't be as tanky as you can get with other champions, which is why I'm a bit surprised that she's picked up the Fiendish Codex.
Well, I mean, talking about tanky champions, there is the Alistar, so I guess they're expecting for the Alistar to head on into that mid lane, head on into the initiation, and try to attract all of the damage. But I think the more important part that Preachy is going to have to play is peeling the Ramus off of Koya.
Yeah, pretty much. That's basically what the Elise is for most of the time now, which is why I'm a bit surprised that he's getting
top lane.
Going to it.
So Squeedly Spoot coming in and is going to get the taunt. He doesn't get the taunt.
No, he got knocked away before the taunt, yeah.
Yeah, nicely done. And in fact, didn't even get a red buff proc on him.
That's, yeah, very lucky for Dorito, because if he got the taunt then, I'd dare say he'd be dead right now. So very quick reaction times, very good mechanical skill. Probably if Squeedly was a little bit more on ball, he would have definitely been able to get that taunt off. But in that situation there, it worked out for Dorito a bit better.
Hey, just a quick question. Do the rockets from Corky proc Brown's stun, his passive?
Yes.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Any sort of damage will proc it.
Any damage or any thing that procs?
Wait, which rocket are you talking about? The ulti rocket or
his ulti, his big one.
Yeah, the ulti will proc it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
If it's anything that's like a I don't believe his shot off attack won't proc it, but the ulti rocket will proc it.
Whoa, we just missed Shamalamadin. taking a powerful load of damage in the mid lane there from Diddle 8, and I think he had to flash away. In fact, yes, his flash is just on cooldown now, so he popped somebody who... He's got Summoner Heal.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to die. That's the main thing there that's coming through. Because Ziggs is really good at just stalling out the game and keeping himself alive. And to be honest, like I said before, I was giving the advantage to Xerath in lane, especially seeing as he's got the blue buff right now. There's not much Ziggs can really do, and as you can see, that poke is just really getting down onto him. And there you go. So if that hit there, he probably would have needed to back. So he got very lucky in that regard. And looks like right now Rammus is just passing over his blue to Ziggs, so hopefully that'll help him out a bit in the lane.
There you go. We saw some issues with getting the blue onto the mid laner from Electric Sock Puppets, who are on the left, the blue team, just FYI. And none of that problem for top bananas. So blue buff onto Ziggs, and it's weird. I mean, nice poke coming through as Diddle 8 reappears into the lane. Unfortunately, misses his second shot there, but Ziggs has decided, look, I'm not going to stick around. I push my lane up, and I'm going to head on out.
Yeah, very smart play in that regard there. Xerath has the added advantage that he has teleport. No, he's got heal as well, never mind. I saw teleport in the champion select and I thought he still had it. But they're both running heal in the mid lane, so these guys just don't want to die and just want to sit there and farming. As you can see, the wave clear from Xerath is just as potent as Ziggs as well, so he's just going to back off now, and Ziggs is going to miss out on that full wave on his way back.
Alright, we had our first pink ward go down, so if you are watching, ladies and gentlemen, you should be cheering right now. Because apparently that's what you do. When you see a pink ward die, you have to cheer.
It's in a very conspicuous spot. Chances are it won't be seen straight away. As you can see, the Rammus is taking out that ward down there, clearing it away, and Dority's very, very calmly just moving out of vision, so he won't be seen. And hopefully the Rammus will walk off, which is what he's doing. In the bottom lane, there seems to be a little bit of action going on right now. Koya's been taken pretty low. If she had taken 2 more shots, she probably would have died there, so it's very lucky. Well, not really lucky, I'd say. Very good job disengaging by the cow. And as you can see, straight away puts the proc right back onto her, and already dropping low, and she's trying to get those rockets shots off. But yeah.
And that CS lead now opening up really for Prime, who is over the 100 mark, and his opponent's almost 30 CS behind at the moment. So Koya having a really hard time, and I don't know if you can trace it all the way back to that initial putting a point into W. I don't think it's necessarily been it. It's just been great harass from Brown together with the Corki.
I wouldn't say it's that big of a deal, to be perfectly honest, but it's still, I imagine it would have affected her, like, the landing phase at the very start, because it has pushing power, that's the thing. And then the moment Corki gets that early level 2, that's already a big advantage onto there that she picks, that they pick up. Because that level 2 is it's a bit of a race right there. And as you can see, Preachy's in a bit of trouble right now. They popped it, but that ultimate from him, the 20% reduction is huge. Ultimate comes off from Little Wally onto Koya. Koya's been exhausted in a way, and here comes Xerath's ultimate, but unfortunately he's not able to get the hits that he needs, and he's just going to back away.
Yeah, Little Wally with a fantastic flash. He was just in range, and Xerath decided he popped his ulti at maximum range, and so Little Wally flashing out of desperation did a great job, I think. And just a demonstration there of the damage reduction on an Alistar. Preachy taking all of that punishment and surviving through it.
Yeah, it's really like the buffs that they made. Obviously, rest in peace, Jungle Cow. Just a small tear shed for the Jungle Cow. But basically, yeah, in the process of removing a little bit of variety from what Alistar can do and making him purely a support champion, even though people have been playing in top lane and mid now, he's more of a laning champ than he is in the jungle. He's been allowed to become stronger in that regard through his ultimate and through that. Some might say a little bit too strong as well. So really interesting to see what happens to the cow in the future as he, as time goes on. But just looking across the board right now, it seems there's advantages across from both teams. As you can see, the bot lane has the advantage right now with Prime having a CS lead over Tristana. But then, if you're looking towards the mid lane, Xerath has the minion advantage over Ziggs. And looking at the top lane, seems to be going towards Jace. So it's, pretty back and forth. It's pretty even in the jungle, and looks like Electric Sub Puppets right now are going to come through and take a free dragon, because Elise is not in position for this. Xerath's going to have a little gander at trying to steal it, but it's going to be hard to steal through the smite. And the Chaos Preachy's there thinking, ooh, I might be able to do something, but that's 4 people, Preachy. Probably a good idea for you to back away.
Yeah, not really. I mean, if he maybe had level 18...
Maybe, yeah. If he had level 18, he might have stood a chance, but I think at that moment he's probably smart for the cow to back away.
So that's the first dragon heading over to top banana, and that extends their gold lead, or creates a gold lead really, of 1,000 gold. No kills at the 15-minute mark between these two teams. And no turrets either. So a really passive opening 15 minutes. And I think a feature of this passivity is the fact that we've seen very little from either of the two junglers. Having said that, here comes Elise. She's walked over a ward and is still going to go in on Lion Turtle, forces the flash out in exchange for, well, I guess just some cooldowns on her skills. That's just going to further put the advantage into Diarettes' hands, who's been doing a great job as the Jace up in the top lane. 20
yeah,
CS
right now he's really proving me wrong. Damn it, Diary, why would you do that to me? But basically, yeah, at this point is when Yorik's going to start falling off and Jace is going to scale. Jace does scale a bit harder right now. So as you can see, he's been throwing those ghouls off, and looks like they're going in for a dive as well right now. So he's just going to repel away to stop the turret damage to make it reset. And I'm not sure why she's going back in there. You're about to run out of minions. Get out of there, Pavlanova. Oh my gosh, he got me too. Wow. Pavlanovanov. Okay, that's his name. Pav. His name's Pav from now on.
Yeah, Pav.
Pav. There we go. Damn it,
got
Pav.
the V in Italian. Pavlanova.
Pretty much, exactly.
Alright, so bottom lane, there's lots of pressure getting put down on this bottom lane turret. So Prime and Braum, Prime and Little Wally know that they've got to get this, create or sustain this early pressure, rather. And so that's what they're trying to do, clearing away wards, making sure that they're not going to be able to gank. They've got great ward coverage deep in the enemy jungle as a result of their early dragon. And now they want this turret.
Yeah, and Corky's also picked up his Triforce as well, so he's got a really big power spike right now. I'll be surprised if this gank that Pav. Never know, Pav's just walking away. Yeah, I wouldn't say ganking into this lane right now would be a good idea. I'd say that the pure spike damage from Prime would be quite huge, and if there's a good ultimate by Little Wally, with his. What's his ultimate called again? His Glacial Flitter. Okay. Oh wow. Glacial Flitter. But yeah, but Pav's coming in anyway. He's going for it. Looks like they've gone through. They've done the Q combo from the Alistar going all the way through. As you can see, there's the pure damage I was talking about from the Ziggs after the Glacial Flitter. So here comes a Ziggs bomb onto Pav. Looks like he might be able to get the kill there. One auto attack. Come on, Prime. Oh my God. He manages to pick up the first blood there by Pav, but looks like. Prime will also
got
get
the
the kill
first
there.
blood, but Pav gets a reply straight away. There was this
weird
period of not being able to focus on anyone. Koya manages to get away with his life, so that really is a fantastic outcome out of that. Even though they've given away the first blood to the Corky, Koya stayed in lane, and well, I suppose it's not a huge advantage because he's been forced out of the lane nevertheless. But getting first blood but losing your AD carry.
It went to Elise though, so it's not that bad. But
Yeah,
Elise is building pretty heavy damage by picking up the Spectral Wraith there. So she's gonna definitely chunk Prime when it comes to the late game because she's got percentage damage on her side. But it looks like they're turning their attentions to Jiddle 8 right now. Looks like he would be able to get this Powerball off. Very good Powerball into Taunt. His ultimate has gone off. Right now the damage purely coming through from Shamalamadan, and looks like it is going to be a nice clean gank by the two of them there.
So almost thought that Shamalamadan had saved him by satcheling him away from Speedily Spoot, but in the end Speedily Spoot picks up the kill there, so very happy there. Down in the bottom lane we had Prime killing the first turret of the game, so they will be pleased with the lane dominance translating into a turret advantage as well. In the mid lane, what sort of damage has gone down on these two turrets? Literally, I mean, it's bang on equal.
As you can see, Koi's in a bit of trouble right now. He's been forced to use his ultimate to Buster Shot Little Wally away. And Prime's actually, I'm interested to see with Prime, he's actually gone into Stalk Shoes. He's got the Sorcerer Shoes right there. So, looks like he's planning to build on the fact that Corky's got a little bit of magic damage inbuilt to his kit as well. And I expect him to see him also build a Last Whisper at some point. So that way he's utilizing both the magic damage and the attack damage that he has. And looks like there's also a little bit of action happening here where Pav is trying to come in, but that ward is helping out. Looks like they're actually trying to defend against the ward there, and looks like they've actually managed to save it, which is very impressive. So it looks like they're just going to back away now. You got Jitterlate coming to join the party. I don't think they want to hang around for too long. And the next dragon is up in 20 seconds. Looks like the team's already posturing for it right now. That was a very good stun by Jitterlate there. Wow.
Yeah, man. Well, Little Wally goes for the fissure, but he's just out of range and unable to do so. So this is a great little piece of contention going on for the dragon, which is going to be spawning in about 20 seconds time. Let's have a look. Or in fact, 0 seconds time. It'll spawn right now.
And as the top tower falls right there, looks like Jace has managed to take control there. The teleport for Lion Turtle is down right now, so there's no way he can join this fight to help out with the dragon battle. Looks like the ward's going down and the contention has begun. So right now there's a little bit of poke happening everywhere. This is a bit dangerous on both sides. The exhaust goes down onto Alicia, repels away. There is the there is the ultimate by Ziggs. Here comes Zeref's ultimate now following through. The poke is nice and good. Picks up the kill on Little Wally. And looks like Preachy is also on the chip. He looks like he's going to get away. Prime is trying to get some damage in there, but unfortunately Doretti's here to join the fight with Lion Turtle just down on the far end right now. So it looks like
Preachy so low.
so low right now. He's a cow that likes to live on the edge.
Yeah, nice zoning there from Jitterlate, and in the end there, a fantastic little battle. What was it, a 2-for-1 exchange?
I believe so, yeah. And as we can see from that situation, was it 2-for-1? No, I think it was 1-for-1 actually. 1-for-1, because it was 1-2 originally, and now it's 2-3, so it was a 1-for-1 exchange.
Alright, 1-for-1 exchange, and the dragon survives. So dragon's still on offer. Lion Turtle takes massive poke from an accelerated shock blast in the mid lane as the electric sock puppets say, look, you guys might have an early advantage on us, 2,000 gold, but we're going to group up and we're going to start pushing mid while our Tristana split pushes.
Pretty much, that's generally the more gist of it. Get the Tristana farmed. Pretty much the rest of the team will group up. They have a very strong team there. They've got some disengaged by the cow. Looks like they've got. Oh, looks like they're going for the dragon right now. Looks like it seems Top Banana's a bit out of position right here, but they might make it in time for it. Yeah, it looks like the Ramses is in a good spot. Taking a little bit of damage there, but not there in time enough. There comes the bomb rocket not coming through. Koi is a bit low right now. Looks like they're going to engage and see if they can pick up basically their team in response to them getting the drag.
Fisher's just too late and actually misses everyone. He's got it misaligned, and the electric sock puppets walk away. Well, they're kind of still running because Squeedly Spoot, he could powerball after them and catch somebody. And in fact, there he goes. Nice peeling though from Preachy. Knocks him away with the headbutt. And now they're waiting for him. Nice little action goes on. He gets melted down by Koya. And that's who you want the kills to go down onto. The ulti coming through from Zareth. Picks up, yes, next. Oh, that's fantastic. Lamadin flashed away, but he was still in range. Picked up the third shot from the three-pointer from Jitterlate, and what a beautiful turnaround. In fact, Prime going in and he's going to get taken down, and that is 3-4.
Very well done. On top of that, they also managed to pick up the dragon. So basically, Top Banana just getting a little bit too overzealous there, thinking they would be able to win. There wasn't really any ultimates blown by Electric Soul Puppets to get the dragon, which is what they had the advantage for when they came into the fight there. And it was very nice positioning in that brush of death by
Electric Sock Puppets.
Electric Sock Puppets, yeah. Basically, a lot of damage coming through from Pav. That's what helped out. The percentage damage just ripped through the Rammus because he only has HP basically, and then I just allowed Koya to finish him off and take the kill, which is exactly what they wanted. And then they're just beautiful play by Jitterlate, really utilizing that Zeref.
Yeah, I think what they needed to do was, as soon as the headbutt went down onto Rammus, they should have realized actually that's our opportunity for the play to go, because We're going to catch somebody. It's very, very deep. It's near the turret if we do. And unfortunately, he was just perfectly positioned to take a cocoon in the face and sit there to get
Pretty much, as you can see, he's powerballing through again. He's not going to run into the team this time. I think he's got a bit of fear put into him now that he is vulnerable and he can die to this team right now. So luckily for Top Banana, they have got the Zig, so chances of them getting this tower down. Although, wow, Little Boy took a lot of damage from that electric shock blast there and that poke from the Zeref right now. Looks like Sweet Sweet's going back in again. He just got cocooned again, knocked away. All he managed to do was get a stun off with his Powerball. And that was about it. But looks like the Top Banana has taken the top tower now. They have got 2 towers to 1, which is their 1 advantage right now, and they still have the gold lead. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as this game goes forward.
Wave clear plus from the Zereth, really, together with the explosive shot from Koya's Tristana, means that virtually no damage goes down onto that middle turret for the electric sock puppets. And they've really clawed themselves back. They've removed that gold deficit. So even though the lead is still with the Top Bananas, it's gone from 1,000 gold at about 15-minute mark. 10 minutes later, they are down to just a 300 gold lead. So that's negligible in the grand scheme of things.
Pretty much. The fact that they managed to claw it back and they do have the late game team, they've got a lot of poke now that I look about it. They've got the long range siege from Tristana, they've got the Lis Cocoon, they've got the shockwave blast from Jace, they've got the poke from Zeref, and to top of all that, they've got a nice big cow to stop anyone from trying to engage onto them. So they do have a really impressive team comp right now.
Yeah, it's fantastic being an Alistar in this sort of team comp because you actually want to stand in the way of the Rammus and you really want to tempt him into taunting you because then you can smack hard and walk away from him. Now the siege is onto the red turret here in the mid lane. A one auto attack is all it's going to take, but they've been pushed back. The Fissure goes down, knocks up Jiddle 8. He has to get out. He's taken a huge amount of damage, but he can stand back with his kit and still participate in this fight, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Gets sustained back up by Preacher's Alistar, and they gather on around, and unfortunately, well, Jace is going to walk up. There you go. In fact, Minion does the business on that middle turret, and there it goes down.
Definitely a Winion there, right? He's, one of the special minions that has come through. He will be telling stories, or
MVP.
people will be telling stories about him too. Your grandfather in this particular game managed to take the tower. But basically, yeah, in that regard, they did a really good job with their siege there. I think it was a little bit silly of them not to just do the auto attack. Right there, they missed out on all the local gold from being near the tower, but in the end of the day, the tower's a tower, and they've basically now managed to increase their gold lead. Although, be it only about 300 gold at the moment.
Well, to be fair, it's a swing, isn't it?
It is a swing in their
favour. They were 300
favour.
behind, and it's swung 500 to be, or 600 to be 300 in the lead. So good work there from the electric soft puppets. And I think, Mendrix, what we're seeing happen is exactly what you called in the Champ Select. You said the late game was going to go to the advantage of electric sock puppets, and that's what's happening here. We're into the 28th minute, heading to minute number 29, and towers are even. The kill lead is just in the advantage.
Koya's in trouble right now, though. Looks like she's going to get picked up. Just basically
missed that.
overextended a bit. Yeah, unfortunately, in the bot lane, he was just a little bit overextended, and really well done by Top Banana just to walk down and make sure they picked him off, basically punishing him for that little move that he
So
made
we're
there.
following it with a little bit of a replay. Little Wally managed to get his passive down, and even though he gets knocked back, Prime was able to Valkyrie in and take advantage of it. So good play there.
Very good play indeed. So as we're going to right now, looks like the teams are getting ready for the dragon, about to spawn in the next 5 seconds. Poke going out right now. Let's just see. They're in a good situation for the Rams to try and get a power bomb to someone, but unfortunately the Cow's ready there to just knock him away. As you can see, Glacial Fisher's gone down. They managed to pick up Jiddle 8 there, but unfortunately Jiddle 8 is too far away from doing anything onto it. They have engaged onto Preachy. Look at them try to take down the Cow, but the Cow's like, no, I have an ultimate. You cannot get to me. And now here comes the ultimate.
Not so good, unfortunately. Little Wally was the one who was most at risk over there, and unfortunately the three-pointer didn't focus him at all. And I think he's done really well up until there. Had almost 100% hit ratio with it, but missed two of them in that little exchange over there. But it doesn't matter because the electric sock puppets had the advantage and pick up their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, as you can see right now, they're just showing dominance with their better team composition at the moment. So basically, as long as they don't get picked off, as you can see, Tristan is heading back down there very boldly to clean up that farm. I hope she doesn't try to take that tower because they might try to punish her again. But she does have a bit of time at the moment, and looks like Koya is going for the tower right now. It's got about half HP there. She does have the cow to back her up this time, though. So
fantastic wards. Look at the wards from the blue team throughout the jungle. So you know you're going to have somebody coming through the lane to take it down, and that's not going to happen. They're going to arrive late to the party, and that's tower number 3 for the sock puppets.
Very much, as you can see, just continuing to solidify their gold lead now. Now they're about 2k ahead, so they're definitely coming into a commanding lead right now.
So the 30-minute mark, that gold lead swing is secured by the turret that was taken down in the bottom lane. Turrets now in favour of the sock puppets, kills in favour of the sock puppets, team comp in favour of the sock puppets. Pavel Ovanov just defending there and taking a bit of poke from the Ziggs, but he's not very worried. He picked up a cannon minion, so that's worth.
Pretty much, it's all about the cannon minion. The amount of times I've seen the pros rage every time they miss a cannon minion, even though they die into a gank, it's okay. They miss a cannon minion, Jesus Christ, do they go crazy. It's quite funny in that regard.
As well. I'm very hard on myself with CSing because I'm mechanically not very good, so I've got to compensate with making sure that I get as much CS as possible and being a good team player. And unfortunately, I'm pretty bad at both of those.
Isn't that the story of every League of Legends player out there right now?
Shout out to a fighter who has joined the Twitter channel, and Emerald Harp, who has said that as well. Oh, a team fight goes on. Massive bomb dropping down into the race, but he's back there. Preachy just tanking everything with his ulti right now. There comes the 3-pointer. Isn't going to get anybody. Little Wally manages to escape with his life. Preachy getting really low. The Rammus has been taken out already. In fact, Corky down as well, and that is the massive damage dealer. Preachy on an absolute smidgen of health, but he's still running in there. He wants to headbutt somebody, and that in fact is a 4 for nothing. Elise managing to get out with a smidgen of health in that exchange. In fact, there's the ace going down. Zera's chasing after the Ziggs, and man, that is an emphatic team fight in the jungle. Lovely long chase, and possibly a Baron for the electric sock puppets.
Yeah, definitely a good move right now. Rammus, as you can see, is completely nowhere near the base, and Elise is making her way there now. It's good to see. It'd be interesting to see if he tries to try and steal that Baron right now. It looks like he is heading there to put a ward down. He does have the advantage of the fact that these guys are very low right now, but they're just chunking away at this Baron, and there's no way he'll be able to steal it off the Elise with her percentage damage.
Yeah,
and as you can see, even Preachy was there to make sure he wasn't going to be able to get past them.
Yeah, he would have had to flash over the wall and just take the, outsmite Pava Lodanov. And
which is no easy task against an Elise.
Well, yeah, no easy task, and then he'd be sitting in the pool, dying and going, worth, Baron, worth.
Pretty much, yeah, worth. This was worth it, trust me.
But unfortunately, none of that happened. It's a 7,000 gold lead. It's like somebody sent a memo through to the electric sock puppets and said, hey boys, time to put the pedal to the metal, and that is exactly what they've done.
Pretty much, the moment they, basically, to you guys out there watching and thinking, okay, we need to play, this is some of the big issues I see whenever I play in low elo. People get the ace, and what do? They back to base to buy. No, you don't back, guys. If you have time, you take everything you can before you back. Once they're back up, that's what you need to do, and it's exactly what the electric sock puppets are doing. As we can see, Squiddly's supposed to be caught out right now. Looks like Koya's there just shooting away, even with that, even with the power spikes on right now. Unfortunately for him, Koya's got too much sustainage. Was able to clean it back up, and with that Baron buff right now, looks like there's not much that Top Banana can do. So right now they're just going to the siege on, their very powerful siege team that they have with Baron. Not much they can do. As you can see, Ziggs' re-import down to 0. As you can see, they managed to catch Lion Turtle there. That poke from Xerath is just ridiculous. And right now you just got already taking out the tower, along with Koya sitting down. Looks like
Lion Turtle in trouble. He gets it. Oh, the Elise picks up the kill on him. It was really going to be a lottery whether Xerath was going to be able to get his third point down on deck. But no, and in fact, Preachy said, look, I'll just tank this turret, mate. Pops his ulti, and pushes through. Little Wally running back. Gets a stun though onto the release. This might be an opportunity, but in fact all it does is push them away from the inhibitor after the inhibitor goes down. And really that's not getting pushed away, that's a tactical retreat after getting the objective that you want. So Electric Sock Puppets pick up the 2 kills, pick up the inhibitor, and keep the pressure on. They've got the Baron buff, they're going to regen, they're going to push their way through and move the siege onto this top turret. They'll need the minions though this time because Richie's ulti is down. And that's exactly what they've got to do. Koya shredding down the turret very, very quickly. Pavlovino going through. He says, look, I will go for you. There is a W coming through. Rocket Gun. Oh, lovely little double kill. Going down from the Xerath with his long range 3-pointer. And that's going to be a second inhibitor taken down. Koya doing the business, shredding these turrets. And they're not going to stop Mendrix. They're going to keep pushing.
They smell blood. They're going straight for the jugular right now, as you can see. Lion Turtle's going through thinking maybe you guys extended over a little bit too much. No, Lion Turtle, you extended too much base. But he's saying, I'm in my base. It's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. Boy's sitting there through just taking up some tower shots. No worries. Going through as they take down the last Nexus turret. Looks like the GGs are being called at the moment. And looks like they're going to be free right now just to take this Nexus inhibitor and take the win in round 2.
Man, what a fantastic series of play there. Get an ace in your own jungle, move around, take the Baron, get a siege through, take the mid turret, take the mid inhibitor, move around, take the bottom inhibitor, and before your first siege minion arrives and puts a tap onto a Nexus, take down the Nexus yourself. So fantastic play. 35 minutes is what it took for the Electric Sock Puppets to force their way through into round 3 of the Canterbury Regional Tournament. Fantastic game there, Mendrix.
Yeah, very excellent. That ace in the jungle was basically their go button. The moment they got that advantage, they got such a large advantage, they took it, they rolled with it, and they made sure that the pressure wasn't done. Just very good strategical play. They didn't overextend. After taking that first Nexus start, they thought, okay, let's peel away a little bit more, get a bit more champions off the field, and then we'll be free to take it.
So a couple of shout outs to players here. Diarati with the Jace in an unfavorable matchup, coming away with a 3-0-9 scoreline, and Preachy as the Alistar in the thick of things, constantly he was flirting with death throughout this game with 0-0 and 14. So fantastic participation over there from Preachy as the Alistar, and surely is going to be a targeted ban, I think, in matches to come, along with Diarati's Jace, I think.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Hopefully, he's 3-0-9. I'd say at the moment, I want to give the MVP to Judalate. Just some fantastic ultimates all around by him, and some amazing poke. But Diarati's definitely right there, tied with him. 3-0, perfect game. And he just absolutely. Well, I was going to say Lion Turtle had the advantage over him, but unfortunately, Diarati. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately for Diarati, he just completely outplayed him.
Well, good games too, both of these teams. The top banana moved down into the lower bracket, and we will be bringing you, the next match is going to be Electric Sock Puppets versus, who's the next team that they're going to be going up against? Citrus.
It was actually mentioned. Yeah, there we go, Citrus. I remember being mentioned and being like, oh god, I have forgotten the name already.
It's going to be against suddenly Citrus. So that'll be in a couple of minutes. We'll drop the stream just to save on bandwidth and all of those good things. But stick around in the Twitch chat, ladies and gentlemen. We'll announce when we go live there. We will also be announcing it on our Twitter at GameStar. So be sure to follow us there, twitter.com/GameStar, if you want to open it up and then just click the follow button there. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. This is Crisis and Mendrix signing out.